Hi everyone, my name is Anna Sahno and today I'll show you how to make a round bucket bag. To make this bag I used an eco leather kit, which includes a leather bottom, a shoulder strap, which is rather wide and not too long, and D-rings on leather straps. You'll need to make either a linen or a cotton sack, and the bag can also be complemented with a cute handmade tag. You can order this eco leather kit by clicking the link below this video. If you like my tutorials, you may wish to support my channel and make a donation through PayPal. I use this donation to translate my tutorials. To make this bag, you'll need an eco leather kit designed specifically for round bucket bags. It includes a bottom, which is 15 centimeters in diameter, then a wide shoulder strap made of eco leather. It is not too long and it can be easily adjusted. Overall, the strap is 90 centimeters long. And also two short straps with D-rings to attach the shoulder strap to the bag. This bag is easy to make even for beginners. Actually, it's a perfect variant to start with because the most complex elements are already made. These are circle and half circle elements. We already have them in our kit, as well as the shoulder strap. In fact, leather straps are much more practical than crocheted ones. They do not stretch out and they are easy to clean. This strap saves your time and it perfectly matches this bag type. The bag itself is very stylish and hard wearing at the same time. You'll need a skein of raffia. I'm using a white oak raffia by Ispie. Let's start the first row when we crochet around the bottom. There are several ways of crocheting around the bottom, and your choice will affect how perpendicular your cylinder will be. Will it be narrow, or on the contrary, will it broaden out at the top? By trial and error, I've come to realize that an optimal pattern is to alternate 2 doubled and 1 single stitch. In this case, the cylinder is perpendicular to the bottom. It is neither too narrow and nor too broad. Rotate the bottom with legs towards you. Then prepare a piece of raffia and insert the hook into any hole. Pull the raffia out. You may put the tail aside, we won't need it anytime soon. Take a working thread coming from the skin and pull it through the loop on the hook. After that, insert the hook into the same hole, pull raffia out, and pull the thread through 2 loops on the hook. This is a double stitch. We've inserted the hook into the same hole twice and made single crochets. In the next hole, we are inserting the hook twice as well and making single crochets. We've made 2 double stitches in a row, and then we need to make a single stitch. Insert the hook, pull the thread out, crochet 2 loops together, and that's it. It is a single stitch. You need to repeat these elements all around the bottom. So at this point you should go on with 2 double stitches. The first double stitch and the second in the next hole. Insert the hook twice into the same hole and make single crochets. After these 2, make a single stitch. Insert the hook just once. Continue this way until the end of the row. The number of holes on the bottom is divisible by 3. That's why we finish with a single stitch. Now we need to join the beginning with the end of the row. Pull the last loop out a bit and slip the hook under this upper braid, back to front. Hook up the protruding loop and drag it to the back. Half of the loop is now on the front and the other half of the loop is on the back. After that, slip the hook under this strap and hook up the loop. Tighten it up a bit. Drag the thread through these two holes, these two loops, and make a chain stitch. I've hidden the tail, and now let's move on to the second row. Now let me show you where you should insert the hook to. There are plenty of these braids on top of the row. You can insert the hook in the center of each braid. Behind each braid there is a strap. Here it is. You need to insert the hook in the center of a braid and then slip under a strap. That's how it looks. Let me just hook up my loop. Then slip the hook in the braid, then under the strap, pull raffia out to the level of the first loop and crochet 2 loops together. Repeat the same steps, insert in the center, then under a strap behind the braid. Pull raffia out and crochet 2 loops together. Here we're not making any double stitches, simply make a single crochet out of each braid with a strap. We are inserting the hook this way to turn the walls towards the right direction, right from the first row. They should be perpendicular to the bottom. That's why it is important to crochet the first row exactly this way. Insert the hook right in the center of a braid and then into a strap. This reinforces the connection. Continue like that until the end of the first row. Be careful, raffia is a sensitive material, it can slide and break off. That's why you should always stretch it out to the same length, up to the level of the first loop. So continue like that until the end of the row. I've finished the first row. This is my last stitch, this is the first, and now we need to join the row the same way we did before. Stretch this loop on the hook out a bit. Insert the hook into the first stitch of the row, or to be more specific, under the first braid. This stitch is not considered as a braid. It is the first stitch that we've made. Hook up the loop and draw it to the back. Tighten the working thread a bit. This stitch should be identical to the rest. It should be as tight as other braids. Once we've pulled the loop to the back, do not slip the hook under this strap as we did before, but find the first V-tick of the first row, here it is, and insert the hook right in the middle of this V-tick. Hook up the loop. This is how it looks. The hook is right in the middle of a tick. Draw raffia to the front and make a chain stitch. Starting from this row, we are creating a V-tick pattern. We'll insert the hook in the middle of these V-ticks. Each stitch that we've made in the previous row is a tick. And we're going to insert the hook into each tick, then pull raffia out and crochet 2 loops together. Do not double any stitches. Simply make single crochet per each tick. And also I want to share a tip on how to ensure the slots between the ticks are not too big and ticks themselves are not over tightened. After you crocheted 2 loops together on the hook, tighten the loop that is left on the hook. I use my index finger to stretch the working thread and tighten this stitch. Insert the hook into a V-tick, pull raffia out up to the level of the first stitch and let it be a bit loose. It guarantees puffy chain stitches. Do not over tighten the loop. And then crochet 2 loops together. Make sure this loop sits tightly around the hook. Keep crocheting based on these simple principles. You should get puffy stitches with small holes in between. Join the rows the way that I just showed you. You should get a simple cylinder in the end. I've made 30 rows of single crochets and now let's crochet around the edge. I think this is an optimal height for this bag. There will also be a fabric sack inside. That's why I've decided to stop at this point. Of course, if you want, you can keep on adding more rows and make your bag higher. Now let's do the trim. Let's crochet around the edge. It is made with slip stitches and it's really easy. I've just joined the rows and now I'm inserting the hook in the middle of a tick. I'm hooking up the raffia and pulling it through the loop on the hook. Then again, I'm inserting the hook into a tick, pulling raffia and drawing it through the loop on the hook. It means you don't need to crochet 2 loops together. And an important moment, try not to make your stitches too tight. If you over tighten your trim, the form will be compromised. Your cylinder will narrow down towards the top and you'll get a barrel instead of a bucket. If your bag is tapered, you probably made your trim too tight. So you need to frog the trim and start over. If you can't make it right, you better don't do it at all. Go without the trim. And I'm going to try now, and I hope that it will turn out loose enough and will not spoil the shape of my bag. It is a simple chain of braids that goes all along the edge. This is the trim. I managed to make the trim without narrowing, and I need to join the beginning with the end. I've already cut the tail. It is 15-20 centimeters long. About this. Then slip the hook under the first braid. Be careful here, you need to find a braid of the trim, not a braid of the top row. Draw the tail out, insert the hook into upper braid of the bag and in the middle of the last braid of the trim. Draw the tail to the back side. Straighten the last stitch to make it look like all the rest. It is not a real stitch, but it should look identical. It should look the same as other stitches. At the final stage, we need to weave all tails in. Insert the hook into the outermost loops on the back and draw the tail through them. Then insert the hook into the next couple of stitches, draw the tail through them and repeat these 2 or 3 times. Like that, cut the remains. This is our bag. It looks crumpled so far and we need to steam it off and give it a finished look. You can roll up a big towel and put it inside. It should be closed tightly to the walls. And then steam the walls off with an iron. It will straighten the stitches and give the bag the right shape. After I steamed off the bag, it has become straighter, it keeps its shape better, and as you may notice, it doesn't narrow down towards the top. At this point, we need to attach the accessories and made a sack. Here is the bag that I've made. It will complement your summer outfits, either a floaty dress or a casual look with jeans. Please subscribe to my channel and crochet yourself something pretty.